Hello, my name is Jonah Johnson. I'm a sophomore at Purdue University. I'm a marketing major. This summer, I was able to work with Purdue University residences and conferences as an SCC. The first question for this interview is, tell about a team that you enjoyed working on and what made the team enjoyable. A team I really enjoyed working on was the team this summer, the leadership team, being able to communicate with all these different people that also were leaders in their own right. They're all my age. It's also enjoyable to hear like their problems and their points of view on different things and that were going on in the job. I really enjoyed this team because even though we may have not had the longest training experience, we were able to get things done efficiently and well. I really enjoyed this team because we communicated well with each other. Like we were always active in texting each other, setting up meetings, even meeting online at the start of the year when COVID was still a big thing. And now, of course, we're still very conscious of COVID, but we are able to meet in person more and we talk freely and openly and we express ideas well and everyone's voice is heard equally and respected. And I just really enjoyed that in the team perspective. Question number 2 is tell about a time you experienced exceptional customer service and how that changed the way you serve customers. A time I experienced exceptional customer service was probably every time I go to Chick-fil-A, because every single time they greet you with a smile, they greet you with a welcome to Chick-fil-A, how may I serve you, just all the words they use, just how positive their attitude is all the time, whether they're running behind or it's been a long shift and the lines are super long and they're always so busy, but they always greet you with that smile and great positive attitude, and that's impacted how I serve customers because I always try to be that positive and bubbly personality when people come to the front desk as an SCC. So it always taught me to be positive. It goes a long way because it always went a long way to me when people would say, how may I help you? Or like just a small thing, just really positive and the smile on their face, realizing like, hey, like being like just a smile goes a long way when I'm having a rough day. Just seeing a smile and have a good day, you can tell like it helps the customers a lot too. It's just impacted me to be as positive as possible when you can be. In my job as an SEC, my staff, well, number 3, the question is thinking about diversity. How do you encourage an inclusive environment? Sorry, I forgot to read off that question, but with this job as an SEC, my staff is very diverse. We have a lot of people from different backgrounds, and I've encouraged this inclusive environment by just hearing their stories and just being as open with them as possible with my background, and then hoping they open up to me a little bit, and just always encouraging that everyone is respected and everybody is well heard. So you have to be able to just talk to everybody, no matter what where they come from, what the background is. Just having an open communication with each other is very nice, and just that form of respect that you give respect to get respect is always what I was taught, and it really encourages that inclusive environment. Question number 4 is give an example of a time you had to explain a complicated process to a person. And it also says explain right there. And I've had to explain a lot of complicated processes to my staff and to other leadership members this summer, but I think the biggest one was learning how to bill people. We had a SCC, which is my position, take a vacation when we were trained how to do that. So trying to teach him how to bill and how to use stars effectively was very difficult, and you just had to be slow and very thorough through the process because there are a lot of little steps. And also just showing him where you could find things and who to communicate if there were problems was very, very telling. And just explain this complicated process. You had to be slow and just like patient because it's a tough process. You have to like be able to be empathetic. I had to be empathetic, of course, to learn like, hey, I took a while to understand this, so it's gonna take maybe you a little bit to catch up to me where I'm at right now because I got that training. So this summer was very telling, and that process allowed me to become a better teacher, I think, and a better leader to everybody as I got to hone those skills in with this other person who's also at my level but just wasn't there for the training. Question number 5 is what is an area in which you feel you need improvement and what is an area in which you excel? And I think in an area I need improvement in most is like the leadership of a like tough love part of leadership. As in like being able to discipline an employee if they do something wrong, be able to walk through what they did wrong. Because I have a trouble with time, like with conflict, sometimes I struggle with it. It's hard for me to bring up a problem I have with somebody. So I think that's why I need to hone in more is being able to say, hey, you're doing this wrong. This is what you need to do. And just being that very stern voice instead of just trying to be like a good friend. Because an area in which I really excel in is making connections and communication. That's why I excel in most is I'm able to go into a room. It's in my 5 strengths as like the woo. So I win people over very easily and I'm very well liked. But it's that worrying less about what people think about me and being like, this is what needs to be done is what I need to work on and be more focused on, is being a strong leader. And that's what I have to say about that. Number 6 is tell us about a challenge you had to overcome and what steps did you take to overcome it? Would you do anything different if faced with it again? A challenge I had to overcome was the training for this job and just this job in general as an SEC. The challenge was we didn't have a lot of training. We got like a week of training before everyone else showed up. We had to start training our actual staff too. And what steps I took to overcome was just being very flexible, being adaptable in the situation, and just trying my hardest to keep it positive, keep my head up, stay confident in that I could do it well. I've done many things like this before. I've been flexible, adaptable my whole life. And I wish if I did anything different with the face it again, I mean, obviously I wish I would have been more positive because I think sometimes I got down on myself like, this isn't going well, this is the worst. But realizing that we were able to persevere and like we could stay strong through this was something I would do different again. A lot of times there were challenges in this job, but greeting it with the flexibility and adaptability, we were always able to overcome it. And as like a team and like our strength combined, we were able to always overcome things. And I just wish I would have been more confident through all the different challenges and hardships that this job has brought. And the 7th question is, what 3 things do you want us to remember most about you? And I think 1, I just remember I'm a very honest person. I'll tell you when I'm struggling with things, when I'm struggling with how I need help, and if I need help, and obviously if there's problems going on, I will be very honest up front with you immediately. Number 2, I want you to remember that I have experience like this before working with UR, a very similar job as an SOC, but slightly different working with, I know a lot of the processes because I worked in this job for a whole summer. And number 3, I want you to remember I'm a great communicator. Making connections is something I do best. It's in my 5 strengths. 2 of them are very people-oriented. Actually, 4 of them are, I think, in that slot of very connection-oriented. Like, I'm a very great communicator. I have the woo. I win people over very well. And so it's really easy for me to lead people and rally people around me to do a great job. And I just thank you for the opportunity to interview with you guys, and I hope to communicate with you guys soon. Thank you.